Welcome to Balance. In this session, we're going to talk about the difference or lack of difference between objects and parts. A wonderful trauma psychotherapist, Janina Fisher, uses the word parts for what I call objects or planets in our internal solar system. The word object is, as I mentioned before, a term related to psychoanalytic object relations. I need to admit the word part or parts sounds much friendlier. However, it might be misunderstood as a permanent part or inflexible part of you, a bit like your hand or a leg. And that part can feel like you can't shape it or even lose it or lessen the impact of it on you or on your internal world. Internal parts or objects, whichever term you prefer, can be quite flexible in their nature. If you remember what we said about affect, that affect is a lively vibration. The objects are lively vibrations in your body. The matter of the objects on the inside of your internal world, they are, you can imagine them like those planets would be filled in with lively vibrations. It's important that you use your imagination to try to find your way through this so the internal world opens up for you and you'll be able to navigate between those lively vibrations, between objects, between parts, whichever term you're going to use for yourself. If you experience in your internal world anger or lack of forgiveness, despair, very deep sadness, hurt, trauma-related pain, they will be changing the shape and the intensity of how it feels. That's the reason why I'll be asking you in our mindfulness meditation to give them colors or shapes or image or past memory. You'll be almost seeing them internally vibrate and transform. In fact, our nervous system is very similar to how you walk your favorite path in the green or in the park. The more you walk, or even the more all of us walk specific part or specific path, the more established it is. While I'm talking to you, I'm actually realizing that you can walk the path on your own. The path will be more and more visible. The grass, there will be a signs of your walking. The grass will be broken under your feet. But it's interesting that if we as a group walk the same path, the path will be even wider. There is also an impact of this, for example, in a group or in a family system. If you behave in a similar way and the family system triggers you in a very similar way, you all walk the path. And it's very, very difficult to not walk it when you naturally almost, your body, your nervous system invites you to behave in a specific way. And the more you walk this specific path, the more established it is. But if you wish to experience transformation, you need to regulate your nervous system differently and walk differently and walk different path in your internal garden or your internal park. Janina has a beautiful quote on her website, a quote by George Eliot. It's never too late to be who you were meant to be. It's never too late to be who you were meant to be. The balance program in every step will be inviting you to that transformation, to that expansion. We will be talking about expansion of certain objects, certain parts. If it feels like there is not enough compassion in you, not enough kindness to yourself, we'll want to work on expanding that path. It's a significantly different direction to a traditional therapy, for example, psychodynamic therapy, when we are uncovering unconscious roots of our behavior and we are making what unconscious conscious with hope that you'll be improving. What we're doing here in Balance Program, it's different. We are affirming what is on whichever level, however conscious you are. The more you meditate, the more you'll be conscious of the hidden parts of yourself. But at the same time, I'll be inviting you to expand into the opposite, finding opposite affects, opposite planets, opposite parts, and balancing them too, holding these two spaces together to find the middle ground and go deeper, going deeper into transformation, peace, kindness, and realizing yourself in this world and realizing your heartfelt mission and desires. At this stage, it's worth noting that parts or objects or planets, however you're going to call them, and I'm going to use those terms interchangeably, it's worth noting that the ones that feel very painful, the painful ones cannot be fought. The more you fight them or in any way stimulate them, the stronger they are. Like when you are walking the same path in the garden or in the park, and because you've been walking the path for so long, it becomes more and more visible, established. The way your nervous system was stimulated in this specific way and strengthened, in this way, you are strengthening your nervous system in a painful affect. You might not want to walk that path and you might not want to stimulate yourself this way, for example, if you are experiencing depression. The more you feel it, the more you feed it with your thoughts and emotions, the stronger it becomes. But if you are going to expand to the opposite, you will start to balance yourself. And about balancing depression, we will be talking at some point. Balance program will suggest to treat the painful parts with affirmation, compassion, love, and kindness. And this way, you are already strengthening the opposite. You are already expanding, because in fact, they are already opposite affects. Thank you for now, and I'll see you in the next session.